Cinema. Welcome back to War with Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, your local metalhead, and with me is...
Par the Collector. What's up, everybody?
And you decided to do The Departed.
The Departed.
The Departed.
You know what they should have called this movie? Just fucking Boston. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, everybody from Boston is in this fucking movie. People that you didn't even know were from Boston are in this fucking movie. And they only missed, like, as far as I can tell, they only missed 3 guys. They missed Ben Affleck, which is that's fucked up. He could have been somebody.
Yeah, he could have been a...
You could just fucking have him walk by. Like
Yeah.
Kevin Smith cameo.
There's
like,
enough hitmen.
How do you make... Exactly. How do you make a movie about Boston and you don't put the fucking king of Boston in there? That's fucking shameful. John Krasinski, which is another one that you'd be surprised. Like, oh, that guy's from fucking Boston.
I didn't know he was from Boston.
He's a super Red Sox fan. And they didn't put Bill Burr.
Oh.
But he wasn't really like...
I was going to say...
He wasn't like Bill Burr. I mean, he was out there, but he wasn't like killing it like he is now.
Right. Fun fact, Jack Nicholson refused to wear a Boston Red Sox hat. So he wore a New York Yankee hat instead.
Yeah. Yeah, he... I think it's great because a lot of people confuse, like, they hear Frank Costello and they think, oh, well, that's a famous gangster. It is a famous gangster, but it's a completely different fucking guy. This guy's from the Italian Mafia. And he was in New York and all that. So, like, just to clear that up.
Well, I didn't know this till after, but this is actually loosely based on Whitey Bulger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did Black Mass. Might as well get this one out of the way, too.
Dude, if you know what's crazy? If this man hadn't, if Scorsese hadn't made Casino and Goodfellas, like, this could definitely easily be my favorite Scorsese movie. Like, I think it's got a great fucking cast.
That's the thing about Martin Scorsese movies. Like, the top 5 of his best movies are always shifting. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, after I watch one, I'm like, fuck, I think that's my new favorite Scorsese film.
It's just like, I mean, I know Goodfellas will never get dethroned because it's just a perfect fucking movie. Like,
yeah.
Frame for frame. Like, it doesn't matter what part it is. If I see it on, I'm watching it.
Because it's not just a great Martin Scorsese movie. It's one of the best movies ever made.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it just will never be dethroned. And Casino is a close second for me.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's just like it. It's almost a perfect movie. But this one is fucking just right up there with it. Like, DiCaprio, this is what made me re-love DiCaprio.
I was going to say, like, after rewatching this is probably one of his best, like, roles. Like, in the middle of watching this, I forgot it was Leonardo DiCaprio.
Dude, he fucking looks like he's going through shit.
Yeah.
Like, if anybody could play fucking frazzled better, it's this guy. Maybe Dustin fucking Hoffman, you know, and what was the one... The Suspect or whatever is the one.
Usual Suspect?
No. He's not in that.
I know.
But yeah, like, he's just like running around the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like, just like looking nervous. Like, you're just so scared for your fucking life.
Another good one is Christopher Nolan did it. The one with Robin Williams and Al Pacino. Insomnia. Al Pacino in that one was like, you know, the same way throughout that whole movie.
Oh, dude, that was another thing I wanted to tell you. I know this isn't about this, but you remember we did Heat, right?
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, man, you know, Pacino looks like he's on blow. Well, like, he came out in an interview not too long ago and said that he was doing blow and, like, the character was, like, on coke, but they didn't want to show it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's what he was doing, all the over theatrics. He was trying to let you know that this guy was on blow, but, like, he couldn't tell you he was on blow.
That makes sense.
So I was like, well, fuck, Greg called that shit, you know. And I just remember I watched that interview not too long ago.
Yeah,
and it came up into my head.
That's pretty funny. He does look fucking out of his mind in that movie.
He's like, there's a reason why he's all, you know, big eyed, and you know, even Pacino's like, you know, I'm not even that bad of an over actor. You know, like, I would hope people picked up on it.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's a fun fact.
Oh,
I wish I would have known that when we did Heat.
I know, right? Well, when we revisit it.
Right. Anyways, fucking Jack Nicholson should have got an Academy Award for this fucking movie. Like, he kills it. He's like one of my favorite movie gangsters of all time. Yeah,
the only reason he took this role is because he was sick, because he was doing a lot of rom-coms at the time, and he wanted to go back to playing that
I do one more
character.
fucking bucket list.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
So that's why he took this. But this is the only Academy Award that Martin Scorsese has is for this movie.
Really?
How crazy is that?
What do you get for best screenplay?
Best director.
Oh,
no, he only directed this. He didn't write it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he won for best director?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's another one that Leo got robbed for. There's a couple that Leo's done.
Oh, he's been robbed his whole life. At least he got one before he died.
I know, but it's for a
weird,
movie that
random
I don't
movie.
give a shit about. Exactly.
Should have been Wolf of Wall Street.
There's the list is endless in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I know I wasn't really paying attention to the Academy Awards in the early 90s, but how the fuck didn't he ever get one for Gilbert Grape?
That's what I was literally just thinking,
fucking Basketball Diaries. Like, he's a young kid pretending to blow somebody on screen. Like, I mean, that's fucking acting in my opinion, man. Like, to be fucking vulnerable like that and to believe it, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. But like I was saying on the last episode, like Leonardo is one of those guys. I don't get like excited about his movies, but if he's in it, I'm not mad that he's there. And this one definitely reminds me, like, God, he's such a good actor, and this is definitely one of them.
Yeah, he's got like I said, he's top 5 all time in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Between Inception and this and Wolf of Wall Street, like I said, and Catch Me If You Can.
Like you said, it's endless. You can go on forever.
It really does. Like, I'm just like, that's probably my top 5 right there. Like with this, but Matt Damon. I'm not even a huge I'm not a huge Matt Damon guy, but I love him in this fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like this and Rounders, he kills it. Like he was born. That's why I said this movie should be called Boston the Movie, because like
we even got Marky Mark in there, and he goes full blown.
Dude, like this is probably the movie. Like I've always kind of been like a take it or leave it kind of guy when it came to Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
but when I saw him in this, I was like, we need more of this fucking guy.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
I need more. And then if you started like he did, I think the only movie I saw him in that I liked him, other than this at the time, was like Four Brothers. I think Four Brothers had already come out,
and
I liked him in that. And then he did this, and I was like, man, this guy can fucking. He's actually acting now. Because like his first movie, the big hit, that movie's terrible. Like it's almost unwatchable.
Boogie Nights.
He is good in Boogie Nights.
That's his like debut.
That was his good one. Yeah, I think I liked him in Boogie Nights too. But like, Rockstar, I liked Rockstar, man.
I don't think I've seen Rockstar.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool. He's like, it's like becomes the lead singer of like an 80s metal band. It's pretty cool. It's like lifestyle and everything. I'm surprised you didn't see that.
No, I haven't.
I have to dig that out and give it to you to watch. But yeah, Mark Wahlberg's another one that like this movie put me on to so many people. And like Jack Nicholson's always been a favorite of mine.
I love like even like small big cameos. Martin Sheen.
Yeah,
that's great in this.
Fucking Alec Baldwin.
He is
gold in this fucking movie, dude. Hey, let me talk to you for a second. You stupid fuck! You fucked this whole investigation.
So what made you want to do this movie? Like, I know you like gangster movies and everything, so you gotta always pick from the top.
It was just one of those ones that like I was like, damn, I haven't watched this in a while.
Yeah,
and I see it on the shelf all the time, and you'd done Sucker Punch, and I was just thinking like how much I liked the action in that, and I was like, well, this is an action, but it's still a great fucking story. It's the cat and mouse is fucking. Mwah.
It's 2.5 hours, but it goes by so easy. Yeah. And I was gonna say, I'm glad I thought about this. The one thing that I love about Martin Scorsese and is the way he's able to pass time and touch on moments and make it feel organic. You know what I mean? Like instead of flashing forward or whatever.
Like this movie literally takes place like in a fucking year.
Yeah.
You know, and like you're literally just feel like you're just dropping in on these people's lives for like a scene at a time.
Yeah. But it doesn't feel like it's trying to rush, and it doesn't feel like it's taking too much time in one area. Like it just does such a good job. You see him starting in the academy and then so on, you know, slowly but surely.
So Leo is from Southie and his mom and dad are divorced, so he spent half the time with his mother in like the rich part of Boston, and then on the weekends he would go down and hang in the projects with his dad and all of his fucking cousins and relatives, and was just like, you know, hang out in Southie projects. Yeah,
because his family apparently are a bunch of degenerates.
Yeah, and
like he's trying to live a straight life, didn't get away from all that.
Right. And so he decides he wants to become a cop.
Mm-hmm.
And he's fucking smart as shit. And he fucking whizzes the tests and all that. He goes through training, no problem. And on the day he graduates, he goes and he's supposed to report for like where he's going to go. And he goes to see Martin Sheen and Mark Wahlberg. And he's like, do you know what we do here? And he's like, yeah, I think I got an idea what you do. And then that's when Mark Wahlberg just busts in like a fucking big dick in a locker room. Let's pretend you don't know. You don't have a fucking idea. You don't have a fucking clue. Let's leave it at that. You knew what we did. We would be cunts. Are you calling us cunts? It's fucking gold. And, you're going to have to excuse Staff Sergeant Diggum.
He has a certain way of doing things.
And then this is a great scene because Mark Wahlberg just jumps in his fucking ass. Because, like, you know, Leo's trying to do everything in him to, like, you know, make it seem like I'm not that fucking guy y'all think I am. Like, I'm trying to better myself. Like, I don't want to be, that's why I'm here. I don't want to be fucking put in with that anymore.
Right, but he did so good on his tests. I think that's why they brought him in. Like, they know he's a smart guy, so.
He goes, you're a fucking rocket scientist, not a fucking cop.
Yeah.
He goes, you'll never be a fucking cop. And like, you sure about that? And like, him and Leo get that look at each other like, you really think they're about to start fucking scrapping?
Right.
It's fucking great scene, man. And that's when Mark Wahlberg starts attacking his fucking character. He goes, we know everything about you. He goes, you're not a fucking cop. He goes, you spend the weeks with your moms up in the fucking rich neighborhoods. And he goes, on the weekend you're out there slumming it with your daddy, the fucking donkey in the Southie projects. Did you have 2 accents? You did, you little fuck. And then he's just going in on his ass. And he's like, we deal and then that's when Martin Sheen like brings it home for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, look, man, and he's like, we can kick you the fuck out. You got nothing. He's like, you come work for me. He goes, the pay's good. He goes, no recognition. It's fucking dangerous work, but like, at least you'll be a fucking cop. Somewhat.
I always think about this. Like, do you think you could ever do it?
Like be undercover?
Yeah.
No, because.
Not about the whole like code or snitch or anything, but just like the constant pressure you have to be under.
It's really like, if you think about it, it didn't seem like it would be harder because you're just selling a lie. Mm-hmm. And most people sell a lie every day in their lives, you know? But when the stakes are raised to that if you fuck up, like these people could kill you.
Yeah. Once they find out, you're dead.
Yeah, it's done. It's like not even a thing. But so yeah, that's where I'm like, yeah, it wouldn't be worth it.
Right.
For what these fucking guys are offering. I feel like now undercover work is like people that come from that shit, like him. You know, like you grew up in this neighborhood, you watched all these fucking families suffer, and you know, people you love, people you knew, people you grew up with dying. You know, like now you're gonna do something about it. Like, at least that's how I would figure it. But
yeah, that makes more sense.
Because you're not gonna just fucking have a great life and then be like, you know what, I'm just gonna pretend to be a piece of shit and try to take down scum. I don't know. I just feel like you're not cut out for that. Right. I'm not saying you can't be a cop, but like you're not gonna be good at that. I don't know.
Yeah. But on the flip side, we have Matt Damon's character, who Jack Nicholson basically raised.
Pretty much, yeah. He like saw that this kid didn't have anybody, just his grandmother raising him, and he pretty much took him in because he was a smart kid.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that's the cool thing about this story is because that's how it's Boston in certain areas of Boston. Like you come from there, you know, your whole family is known. And if you come from good people or people that stick up for you, like they'll take care of you forever. Like you see him, he's fucking extorting that store owner,
mm-hmm.
but at the same time, he makes give the kid fucking milk and eggs and sandwiches and comics and
it's the mob life. Like you take care of the community,
right? Yeah. You know, like I'm Robin Hood, and it makes you not think of all the terrible fucking things that I do.
One thing that I noticed about Martin Scorsese is he uses, quote unquote cliche movie techniques, but they don't feel cheesy. Like how he kept, Jack Nicholson, like in the dark.
Mm.
Like he was very shaded. And then later on in like a few scenes later, he kind of comes into the light, like so you can finally see him in all his glory. And I was like, God, like Martin Scorsese is so good at using techniques that are overdone, but they don't feel cheesy when he does it. I don't know. It's just something I started to pick up on in his movies. Like he's like, it shows how masterful he is at filmmaking.
Another thing that I learned, I watched an interview with Matt Damon about this movie, and he was talking about how Jack Nicholson came up with so much stuff for his character like, that wasn't on the page. He was like, well, here's what I could do. You know, he's like doing it all Jack Nicholson-y. Mm-hmm. Like it's that scene where they're shooting the guy and the wife on the beach.
Oh, and she fell
funny. He's like, all it says in the script was he fell funny. He goes, well, I could laugh and I could say this. He goes, and then you could in the scene, but then I could do this. And then it just kept going. And
they had to add scenes for him because he is who he is.
And I mean, like, he didn't miss.
No, not at all.
Like I said, like,
he did not. That's why he's a great. Like, he's one of the GOATs.
Mm-hmm.
Adds so much to the character. He understands the character and then builds onto.
You know why I always will love Jack Nicholson? Because of that Robin Williams.
You quote it every time. Jack Nicholson.
So fucking great though, bro. Now, Bobo, I got one of these in every decade. Robin's like, I just got this one.
He's the only actor that has a Academy Award in every decade that he acted. Something along those lines or whatever.
Right. Yeah, that he acted, yeah.
Yeah.
Marlon Brando has the most.
Yeah.
I think. But he won all his early on in his career.
Right.
The last one he won for was Godfather. And that was what, 78, 70 something?
Right. But Jack Nicholson brings it home every decade. It's a shame that he doesn't do it anymore.
Fuck, he's got to be like 90. Yeah, I don't blame him.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, and that's another one. It's like people talk about Jordan and goats and shit like that. It's like, bro, what else is there to conquer?
Yeah.
I've done everything. Like
somebody said that about what's his name? The Rocky Horror Picture Show guy.
Tim Daly?
No, the actor.
Tim Curry. Sorry.
Tim Curry, yeah.
Tim Daly is the guy that fucking voiced Superman, the animated series. I'm so sorry. I don't know why the fuck that I made those two connections.
I was like, but yes, Tim Curry.
Sorry, Tim Curry. Shout out to him.
Somebody posted on Twitter, like, I wish Tim Curry did more. And he listed his resume. He's like, I literally don't have any more time in the day to do more stuff.
I mean, like, what else do you need from me?
Right. And it's the same with Jack Nicholson. Like, his resume is endless. So.
And it's so broad, too. Mm-hmm. Like you said, that's what makes it a truly good catalog because they got something for everybody.
Yep. So yeah, Jack Nicholson brings his character Matt Damon into the same.
He's a mole.
Yeah.
Just like how because Frank Costello is the big bad in Boston,
mm-hmm.
and they've been trying to get him for 30 years, and he's just always just one step ahead. And you think it's because he's got this mole, you know. And Matt Damon's great at his fucking job, first of his class, and
he's a smart kid.
He's the good, you know. He's why he got him, you know. He got him that house by the building,
mm-hmm.
by this, what is it? Courthouse or whatever. It's like big nice building in Boston,
right?
Then you get introduced, like, because they had to make it look like DiCaprio had got kicked off the force. So they fucking put him in prison for like 3 years.
Yeah.
He's like, you're going to serve enough time. You know, we're thinking assault, you know, something to make you something believable, fitting your reputation, you know.
I love that they had the Robert De Niro scene of him doing the dips in his cell.
Yeah.
Like from
and like the
Cape
fucking
Fear.
band, the fucking band that does the theme to this movie. Like, I don't know I forgot their names, like Flogging Mollies or some shit.
Oh, yeah, Flogging Molly.
These fucking guys, like, hit the fucking big time because the song goes hard as fuck to start a movie. You just see my boy dipping it out.
Fucking the Irish punk.
Yeah, it's fucking cool. And I love when he's standing in line to get out of prison. He's like, what's your name again? There you go. Billy Costigan. I've heard of Costigan. You got a cousin? He's like, related to a fucking Joey Costigan? He's like, yeah, that's my cousin. He goes, I know I'm connected. Not too bright. He's like, no disrespect. Nah, none taken.
And that's the same one he goes and sees when he gets out, right? To do the drug deal.
Which that guy, he's great. John something. He's been in a shit ton of stuff too. He's in True Romance. He's the babyface mafia hitman in that one. That's what I'm saying. The credits on this movie, the casting credits, fucking endless. Mickey O'Rourke. Only in a movie that this can you have a guy named Mickey O'Rourke.
Right.
That's not even his name in the movie.
Oh, shit, I don't even know. There's too many people.
Yeah, well. Anyways.
Yeah.
Goes to see him and he's like...
Kevin Corrigan.
He's like, you know, he was on Grounded for Life. He was good in that show. He played the brother.
I've seen him in so much stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Grounded for Life.
Oh, it's like a sitcom, like a comedy. Back in the day. It was about this guy, like his family, and they're just like fucking poor from New York and shit. It's funny.
It sounds so familiar, but I can't like pull it up in my head. Like it got shuffled away.
I'm pretty sure, like, I think Stacy Keach was in it. Or maybe I'm thinking of Titus. I know he was in Titus. I don't know, but like there was the dad, and like it was like a whole thing.
Yeah, it sounds super familiar. I just can't remember it. But anyway.
Yeah, anyways.
So yeah, he goes to him to do a drug deal, and
he's like, you know what we usually say in these type of situations? I'm not a fucking cop. Ah, there it is. There it is. And he's like, you're diabolical motherfucker, ain't you? He's like, you are my fucking cousin. And then it does a really good cut to a Nas song, and they're just like fucking flipping coke in fucking in South Boston. And that's when, after this is when he gets introduced to Frank, which is, you know, Jack Nicholson's character. And I love Mr. French, man. He's like one of the best fucking right-hand men in all of movie history.
He is, yeah.
So they go to a bar, and it's him and his cousin are in the bar, and it's Frank's bar. And Billy's sitting at the thing trying to get a cranberry juice. Old boy goes, what is it, you fucking period? You know, like, he's like, it's a natural diuretic.
Yeah. He's like, my girl drinks it when she's on her period. You on your period? He cracks him over the head with the fucking glass.
With the fucking cranberry juice.
Yeah.
That's what makes it great.
I love that line. He's like, I'm the kind of guy that tells you who you can and can't hit around here. That's not
quite a guy you can fucking can't hit.
He's almost a guy you
can't. But he's
can.
almost a fucking guy you can't hit. So I'm going to make a ruling on it right now. You don't fucking hit him. You already fucked him up. And then when he sends him to the back, he goes, it's Jackie's fucking nephew. And he's like, oh, fuck. And then he fucking gives him 4 fucking haymakers. That's fucking gold.
That's who you should be in a movie. That guy.
Oh, dude, that would be like life goals right there, bro. Life goals.
You're not the main guy. You're just the right-hand man.
Dude,
you're the muscle.
Yeah, man, I don't even have to have fucking lines. Just put me to work, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it for next to nothing, guys. Just fly me out there. I'll fucking do it. Any up and coming filmmakers out there?
Yeah.
But yeah, so he goes to the back to meet Frank. He's got a broken arm.
Yeah, because he tuned up the.
Oh, that's right. He's eating fucking breakfast. Jewish? No, it's the mob, dude.
Jewish mob.
No, the Italian mob.
Italian mob. I meant
Providence. Anyways, beats the fuck out of these dudes because they're trying to shake down a store owner, and he's just fucking. He wants to get noticed.
Yeah.
By Frank, so like that's why
it's kind of like when you're in jail, you gotta fight the toughest dude to, you know, show you're the tough guy. So that's what he's doing. But
because Frank, he runs Boston, and he doesn't want fucking the mob running in on their shit. So like that's a store in his neighborhood. What the fuck are you doing down there? So it looks like he did something, but then at the same time, he was like trying to make it seem like it was it was just a coincidence. And he's like, you know, those guys you tuned up? He goes, well, guess what? They're connected down Providence. He's like, and I'll tell you what's going to happen. They're going to come back with some more guys, and they're going to kill you. And he's like, unless I do something about it. Would you like me to do something about it? And he's like, is this something I can't handle myself? And then it's kind of like he's fucking with him, like testing him, you know? He keeps looking over at French. He's like, is that his real name? He's like, no, it's not his real name. And then this is one of the greatest parts. He puts his he checks him. He's like, he's clean. He's like, let me check the cast. Fucking
breaks the cast off of his arm.
Then he starts beating it with the fucking Timberland.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. You gotta stop making drug deals with your cunt fucking cousin. Laughing his ass in the boot. It gives him like $400. Here, go get your arm patched up. Fucking great scene. And after that, then we get to Matt Damon, who's meets a woman on the elevator at work, because he's getting promoted up left and right.
Right.
And it's the psychiatrist who later on is who Billy ends up getting assigned to, getting out of prison.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact. So this movie is actually based on a Japanese movie.
Really?
Yes. It's called Infernal Affairs. So it's basically an American remake of this movie. And the fun fact is, in the Japanese version, the lady is actually two different people. Like, she's the guy's girlfriend and she's the psychiatrist. So she's two separate people, but they like combined her into one character, and I like it so much. Oh yeah, better.
It works. It makes it more personal.
Yeah, for sure. And it connects the two guys even more. So I just thought it was a nice little touch they did when writing this.
So of course they go out on a date and everything. They hit it off all good. Well, then she meets Billy, who has now been undercover for a couple months working with Costello and them. I love that scene when it's like his first day on the job and they go in there to shake the bookie down and French is beating the fuck out of the dude with like a phone book. And he's like, he goes like, so what are you going to do? Make more money? He's like, there's the fucking spirit. And then the old dude fucking goes in his coat.
Knocks his teeth
Leo
out.
fucking knocks his teeth out with the butt of the gun. He's going for my fucking cigarettes.
What's his name? He's like, that's Jerry. What are you doing?
It's Frankie Figs.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't fucking know.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Not fucking Frankie Figs his teeth out. So then he goes in there and fucking gets back in the car with Nicholson and gives him the money, and he's like, what this crazy fuck did? He's like, what? He goes, he knocked Frankie Figs' teeth out. He's like, I didn't know. I thought the guy was going for a fucking gun. I don't know what to think. He goes, well, you do know what a bookie's job is. Yeah, they pay you, Frank. Like, but when he says he knocked out his fucking teeth, he's like, so?
Yeah.
He didn't give any fucks about that.
Right.
Like, did you get the fucking money? Oh, it's gold, man. And then there's more examples of Frank and them doing whatever the fuck they want. Like,
he's moving up in the ranks of Frank, his crew.
Right. Setting fucking that dude he shoots in the fucking hits him with the fucking kid's toy.
Oh yeah. Damn, you know that bitch hurt too.
God. Yeah, that's fucking brutal. He fucking pours out the fucking 2-liter. That's crazy.
I'm not gonna hurt you. Pop.
The fuck you doing? Come on. Smacks him around a little bit. Good shit.
Mm-hmm.
I love the dude where he fucking where he's in there where like fucking I guess the dude wasn't paying him, he was paying somebody else. And old boy was fucking Billy's beating the fuck out of him, you know? And he's like, I'm fucking high. He shoots his fucking knee because he hears he was like, why would I fucking pay him? He goes, he fucking snitches on everybody. He goes, and I gotta fucking pay him for this? Like, he's like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know, man. He's like, I'm just fucking high. Just like, take what you want or whatever. Like, just trying to get him to leave. And then that's when he fucks him up even more. And
well, that's what he slipped up and said, so-and-so is an informant for FBI. That's where we get our...
It's Costello,
yeah. But the funny thing is the plot of this movie is so interesting, like the dynamic, that I forgot what this movie not originally, but the jumping off point was, it was just about processors. And I was like paying attention this time, like what are they actually going for them for? And it's fucking processors for rockets. And I was like, that's such a weird, funny thing.
Microprocessors. Yeah. I love how they say that shit. Certain words in this movie just go great.
Yeah, boss.
And I love when they have the briefing, and that's when you're introduced to Alec Baldwin's character and stuff. And he was like, And then Matt Damon has the great. And this is another thing I realized that I liked about this movie. In any movie for in general, if you can work the title in naturally and it doesn't seem like cheap or gimmicky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what was his name? The Departed. You know, I was just like, God, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Martin Scorsese is so good about taking things that are cheesy with lesser known or lesser talented directors. And he's so good.
Watch me work, bitch.
Yeah. So talented.
It really is.
But yeah, I was just paying attention. Like, so Jack Nicholson's character stole these processors and he's going to be selling them to the...
Well, no, they got a guy that's from the neighborhood to start working for the company, steal them, and then kill him and take them and then sell them to the Chinese.
Right.
And that's a pretty cool scene too, because like the FBI obviously got tipped off because of Leo.
Mm-hmm.
And but Matt Damon is on the bus because he's the lead fucking detective or whatever. Mm-hmm. So he's sabotaging the motherfucker while Leo's trying to give these guys up. Like, they're like, turn off your fucking phones, because Matt Damon told them all to turn their phones off. Mm-hmm. And of course, fucking Leo loses on, and he's like, yep, our man's inside. Like, he told us the deal's going down, you know?
Yeah. I just love that part where they it was very last minute surveillance, so they set up all the cameras.
Yeah.
And then Matt Damon's like, who the fuck put these cameras up? He's like, oh, you got a problem? He's like, I'm the guy that does his job. You must be the other fucking guy. I just love his one-liners. They're so good.
That was Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Not Damon.
I meant Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. Alec Baldwin's good in this shit too.
Yeah.
Gave me an hour notice. Like, fucking great. Jack Nicholson, when he's like dealing with these Chinese dudes, it's so good. Like, they all come with guns, and he's like, because in this country, when we come to a meeting, we didn't bring automatic weapons. And then it pans out, and he's got guys surrounding these motherfuckers with guns and shit. It's fucking great. No money, no something or whatever. He's just being racist as shit.
Yeah.
But they do it. They take the money. And then he didn't even sell them the processors. He sold them fucking spark plugs or some shit.
Yeah. They weren't even the real thing.
And he's like, what'd you do with the real processors, Frank? Yeah, because Martin Sheen's an old school cop, and him and Jack Nicholson have been both around the block forever. So
they've been chasing each other. Well, he's been chasing them, cat and mouse in it.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm going to get you, Frank. And he's like, if you coulda,
you woulda.
Excuse me, I got a date with some angels. And then it's fucking brilliant for Nicholson. He just falls in line with these fucking nuns and shit. Like, it's crazy. Did you notice that fucking teenage girl that he's hitting on in the beginning of the movie is his fucking like main chick, and later, like throughout the movie?
No.
Yeah,
I didn't pay attention.
And he's like, so and so's turning into a beautiful young woman. You don't remember that? Like from the scene where he meets Matt Damon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his like wife.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's fucked.
It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it just shows like how much of a fucking nightmare this dude was. And he's like, and even when he's talking to French, and he's like, I thought, he goes, just like you thought your wife was loyal. He's like, she got loyal. And it shows him choking this bitch out with a fucking guillotine wire. Or a fucking garrote wire.
Yeah.
Him and French together. They were like the most diabolical motherfuckers. Like, I think that's why I love this movie so much. Like, it's one of those things like you're rooting for the fucking bad guys. I wasn't rooting for Matt Damon. You know, obviously I liked Billy more, but like I didn't want Frank to get caught. Like, I wanted it to keep going. Like, you know,
I know it's one of those things you wanted him to succeed, but you also wanted Leo to succeed at the same time.
Yeah, dude, it's just so great. Like when Wahlberg and Martin Sheen get a hold of him after that meeting with Frank, and he's like, "What are you waiting for? Like, why don't you arrest him on any of the fucking thousands of things that I see him do every fucking day?" He's like, what are you waiting for him to chop me up and feed me to the fucking poor? Like, and it's such a good line because, like, he's just portraying, like, how fucked his mental state is. Like, I'm fucking eating pills like candy.
Yeah, because you can't have a real life when you're doing stuff like that. Like, that is your life until it's over.
He's like living in a fucking, like, shithole safe house from safe to house. Like, he's He's not. He's literally just drinking and taking pills all day.
And he's seeing the psychiatrist where she thinks he's kicked out of the academy, but really he's undercover, but he can't say that.
I threw up in a fucking trash can on the way over here. That's fucking. I got some honesty. This is what you give me 2 fucking pills. And he's like, tell her. He's like, why don't you give me a fucking bottle of liquor and a shotgun? Like he's fucking. He's in his bag in this movie. Dude.
I agree. Yep.
And of course, like. She's with Matt Damon, and like, you know, he's the fucking what you want in a man, you know, he's a career man and all that. But she wants the bad boy. You know what I'm saying? Because Leo's fucked up, and women also like to do that. They like to fix men.
Yeah, they do.
He's so great. Like I could fix it.
You know? She's like, I see the good in him.
See the good in him.
Yeah, she when he goes over to her house, she's like, this
highly unprofessional.
This vulnerability, is it real? You know. What a hussy.
Well, I mean, because obviously Matt Damon wasn't being able to perform under his anxiety, which is crazy if you think about it, because like they were both essentially doing the same job, just one for the bad guys, one for the good guys,
right?
And his conscience was so fucked up that he couldn't perform, you know, with that woman. Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, Leo's got nothing to lose. He knows he could fucking die any day, so he's like, I'm gonna get in that ass. And ends up knocking her up, dude.
They left it vague, though.
I think it was like because they mentioned Matt Damon's impotence a couple times in the movie, which led me to believe like he wasn't able to hit that shit anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
She got pregnant, so like unless she's the Virgin fucking Mary, I'm thinking Leo fucking got in them guts.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Anyways. So I think that was the whole thing, and that's also why she fucked him over so bad, because like I think she really did love Billy. You know what I mean? Matt Damon was like the ultimate piece of shit by the end of the movie, you know. Anyways, we're jumping around a little bit, but so after that, Billy starts getting in with the main crew,
right?
And here's where I still get a little confused. All right, so like it seems like every time one of Frank's crew die, they're always told they're an informant. Like they find out after the fact that the guy was a fucking cop or, you know, whatever.
Well, Frank says it. He says they're only saying that so we stop looking for the cop.
But the one guy actually was a fucking cop, wasn't he?
Which one?
The one that got shot?
Died on the couch?
Yeah, and like he fucking catches Billy?
No, I don't think he was an informant, because he's laying on the couch and he's like, calls him over and he's like, I gave you the wrong address.
But you were still
You
there.
showed up at the right address. Why didn't I say anything? Like, he knows, like, that's what makes me think he wasn't a real informant, is he feels bad for not saying anything.
Yeah.
And then that's when it cuts to the news scene where it's like, they found him. That's when the last episode, you were like, you quoted this one, the marsh.
When I tell you to dump a body in the marsh. Dump him in the marsh.
Yeah. But yeah, in the news, they're like, he was a FBI informant or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's when he says, he's like, they're only saying he was so we don't look for him, because that's the one part I was thinking about. I wish they would have made it seem him more loyal, you know?
Right.
Like he couldn't have been in the informant because I've known him since childhood or something like that. Like a little story.
Well, that was the thing. Like, Frank had all these guys for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So when he was like, you know, that's what kind of kills me. Like, out of all the people, Billy was the newest guy.
Right.
So automatically, like, you're going to assume that it was the new guy.
Mm-hmm.
But even Frank says it. He goes, in the old days, he goes, I would have just killed everybody and started over.
Yeah.
He's like, but I'm old now. Like, I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, pretty much that's what he's telling him. Because I think really at the end of the day, the only one he really trusted was French.
I was going to say, like,
You know?
that's the relationship I'm kind of talking about, because you were like, if you would have went to him being like, Frenchie's an informant, he would laugh in your face.
He probably have fucking killed you right on the
Right,
spot.
just for saying that.
And that's what makes it even more crazy, that dude had such blind loyalty to Frank, and
Mm-hmm.
he probably didn't even know Frank was an informant.
That's true, too, yeah. I don't think anybody knew besides the fucking FBI.
Right. Because even that's why Matt Damon fucking airs him out.
Yeah.
He's like, you motherfucker. He's
Yeah, because
like,
he finds his file, And then shows where
he's like, what are you talking about, Frankie? He's like, you fucking telling him about me?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I would never tell him about you, Collie. He's like, I'm just giving up other pieces of shit. Like, because he's fucking dying. Like, he's already been shot like 3 or 4 fucking times. And, but when he saw that he was going for his gun, like, he took him out anyways.
Well, he shot at him and he missed.
Yeah, well.
But he got fucking, like you said, aired out.
I love the shirt. Kiss Me, I'm Irish. Fucking great. But yeah, Jack Nicholson's character in this movie, like, I guess that's how he had stayed free all these years. He was just giving up people down the line.
Yeah, that's the Whitey Bulger tie-in.
Right.
But also Martin Sheen's character, like, this is one of the most tragic, it almost brought me to tears, is,
throw this motherfucker off a roof.
Man. Yeah.
Where's your fucking boy? Fucking launch. That dude was great. I love that scene where he's in the interrogation room and Matt Damon goes in there and he's like, they're shooting up for a raid. I don't know where they're going. I want you to call your mother. Tell her you're going to be late for supper.
Who are you?
I'm your lawyer. You don't have to trust me. Just listen to what I'm saying. He slides him the fucking phone. Yeah, I'm all. I know you can't go on without me. I'm going to be late for supper. That shit's cool.
And they burn the whole fucking place down.
Yeah.
It is really cool.
And then Leo has that look on. It's like, what the fuck do I have to do, man? Like, I can't fucking get out of this shit.
It's a brilliant fucking concept of a movie.
It really is, man. Like I said, the cat and mouse, that scene where he's in the fucking jerk off, like the porn theater.
Jerk off theater?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, fucking, that was another great part. Fucking old Jack Nicholson walks in there with this fucking massive dildo.
Apparently that was another scene he added on.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't in the script. It was just a Jack Nicholson.
Fuck yeah. That makes perfect sense. Like, yeah, he did the right thing. He went with it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, he just makes it seem like he's fucking jerking into there. He fucking pulls it out. But him and Dave was like, you're going to get kicked out of this fucking place. He's like, no, I own it. But just that scene, man, of them chasing each other.
Yeah, it's intense.
It's so fucking good. And then Matt Damon is a fucking stick in that dude, that cook from the restaurant.
Yeah.
And what Matt Damon was doing all that, and then has Martin Sheen followed, and then that's when he gets killed because he sacrifices himself so Leo could get out the building. Right,
and he's having him follow because he knows he's going to meet up with the informant. He's trying to find who's the fucking rat in, Frank's crew.
And you know what's crazy is, like, out of all the other cops, like, Alec Baldwin, like, was his boss, and, like, even he was like, he's like, I need those fucking files. And he's like, no, you want those files. Like, nothing clicked in this fucking dude's head. Like, bro, look, because earlier he's like, some people don't trust a guy with an immaculate record. I have an immaculate record. He's like, straight, you married. He goes, somebody can live with the motherfucker. So he gives him the fucking promotion or whatever. But it's like, how far did he trust this fucking guy? Like,
Yeah, because he was promoted to be the one to find the informant.
Yeah, he's like the head of internal affairs, which is like the people that catch bad cops, So now you're saying that the guy motherfucker over all the undercovers, now he's dirty?
Yeah.
Like, so it just kind of gets like to the point where like, how is this fucking guy not into investigation?
It does kind of make you think like how corrupted things could get or are possibly,
Well, I mean, like, you look at the Whitey Bulger movie, like, the dude had a fucking FBI agent in his back pocket. Like, just
remind you how fucked up the world is.
I mean, money makes the world move.
It does, yeah.
Luckily now, like, I hope they put shit in place that kind of does something about that. I mean, you don't hear about it anymore.
Yeah.
So obviously they're doing something different.
Because they're better about it. Better at not being caught.
Guess that's why they're criminals. But so after this, Matt Damon's like pretty much goes full blow. Like, he gets everybody's
I do love that one scene though, is so Martin Sheen's character is killed off, and Matt Damon's character has all of his stuff, and he picks up the cell phone and then calls Leno, and they're just sitting on the phone. Neither of them will answer because, reasons, but I love that scene. It was a really good scene.
He just hangs up.
Yeah. He's like, how is a dead man calling my phone?
So after they, Matt Damon's like pretty much like the only play he's got left is he has to take down Frank Costello. And I think he was planning on trying to help Frank escape, but then like once he found out that Frank was an informant,
he fed him to the wolves.
He killed him, and then he took the victory. Like, I did that shit. That's why he was the one that capped him. Because it makes you look like the golden boy. So after that, DiCaprio thinks his fucking job's done. He thinks that. They won because Frank was the rat.
Right. So everything's over. But when he goes in to collect his life, he finds the slip with citizens written on it.
And those dumb fucks didn't know how to spell it, and he did. So that's how he recognized the envelope. And then that's how he recognizes that Matt Damon's fucking dirty.
Yep.
So he comes back to like pretty much take him to murder his ass, and he's gone. Fucking ghost. So he calls him to the same place he killed Queenan. And gets him up there, and he fucking jumps him, beats the fuck out of him, cuffs him. And then he calls Anthony Anderson because they were in the fucking academy together.
Right.
And he's like, look, you fucking know me. He's like, I'll explain everything. He's like, but I'm a fucking cop, and this is a fucking rat. And So Anthony Anderson's like, all right, cool. He's like, I believe he's like, we're going to get to the bottom of this shit. Did they?
You're ad-lib.
I know I'm ad-libbing, but that's pretty much like
yeah. That's the gist of it.
He gives him the look.
Yeah, he gives him the look. He doesn't say anything.
No, he didn't. That was all me. But I knew you knew what I meant.
I know. It's just funny.
So they get in the elevator, and then this is where shit like to this day, I don't think I've ever been more fucking shocked in a fucking moment of awe.
Burn After Reading is the only other one that caught me off guard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. But yeah, so the fucking elevator hits the bottom floor, and the Leo just catches one in the dome.
And Anthony.
Yep.
Killed him too.
Mm-hmm. And there's just another fucking rat. That's what I love about it. Is just like layers of rat.
Yeah, he's like, you think you were the only one Costello put in place?
Yeah. I love that nobody knew about each other.
Yeah.
Like everyone's a rat, but nobody knows that they're rats,
Right. So he fucking cuffs Matt Damon, and Matt Damon blows a fucking hole in his head. The only story, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're the only one left, so.
So he's in his house, and it's like a couple months later or whatever, but.
Well, he goes to the funeral. I like this part because the girl, the psychiatrist, she's there, but she doesn't want anything to do with him because she got the tape of him confessing him being the rat. Yeah.
That was after, wasn't it?
What?
Wasn't that before or after the funeral? Because they're still living
together. It was
together.
before the funeral because but I was just saying at the funeral, she walks like right by him. He's like, what about the baby? She just keeps walking.
Yeah.
Not even your baby.
That's right.
You don't even know it.
And, but yeah, so she's listening. That's a great scene too, because she's listening to the fucking tape on this big, like,
old school stereo. Yeah. She has the headphones on, and he's like, what's wrong? So she unplugs it so it plays loud. I love that.
Tears and anger rolling down her face, dude. But yeah, look, you don't want to know about the stuff I have to do at work.
Told you there was more to it.
And so yeah, she kicks him to the fucking curb. Well, he walks in with his fucking groceries, thinking life's all hunky dory. Like, yeah, he lost the girl, but
yeah, he's still alive. He's not in jail.
He's killing it at work.
Yeah,
he's just like the fucking boss of bosses and the cops now. And then my boy Barky Mark fucking comes through with the serial killer vibes, dude. Got the fucking booties on, gloved up, fucking hits him with a silencer.
So I was an idiot the first time I watched this because I had a different interpretation on what it was. Why does he kill him?
Because of Queenan.
Yeah.
Because that was like his fucking dad.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well,
you think he was a informant too? I've heard people talk about that. Like, that when he was in on it.
When I first watched it, I thought he was another informant.
Right.
And then once he
But no, he fucking.
I thought he was Frank's. I thought he was Frank's informant that nobody knew about because of the guy in the elevator.
Right.
I was like, oh, he's another one.
Right.
But after rewatching it this time, I'm like, oh, Leo sent out the tapes, and I'm sure he sent one to Mark Wahlberg's character too.
Right.
So,
well, because you knew Mark Wahlberg, he didn't necessarily know Matt Damon was the rat, but he knew he had something to do with it.
Right.
Because he was like, why the fuck were you having my boss fucking followed?
Right.
And like, he loved Queenan like a fucking dad.
Mm-hmm.
And when he died, he's like, oh, I don't remember what the fucking file is. He goes, but maybe if you meet me in the parking lot, bitch, like, you know, and it just lets you know, like, when I fucking see you, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, he probably sent him a copy. Just like, I thought it was crazy though that like out of all these fucking guys Costello had for all these years, he trusted Billy the most. Like, he sent all the tapes to Billy, like, which, you know, ironic as it is, because he even tells him, he goes, "No fucking old man trusted me the most." Like, but
yeah. So this time I'm like, oh, he got the tapes. He knew he was an informant. Yeah, but for the longest time I thought he was another Frank informant. But
he doesn't say a fucking word.
He doesn't say anything. He shoots him and walks out.
But then you think it. But then, like, I also thought about it too. I was like, well, if you're a fucking cop, you know how people get caught.
Yeah,
murdering people. So like, you know what to do, what not to do. And I mean, he did it like a pro, like you said. No fingerprints, no footprints. Fucking.
And then the last shot. I love the last shot of this movie. Like, it's just a nice little like a cherry on top. It's
the fucking rat.
The rat
by the Capitol building.
By the Capitol building.
What it was, yeah.
I love it.
Like I said, if it wasn't for Casino and Goodfellas, this would probably be my favorite Scorsese movie.
Yeah.
It's a close third.
Yeah. Mine's Casino.
I know you love Taxi.
Taxi Driver. Fuck, it's so hard.
Well, even watching Cape Fear the last time, that was good too. Like, that was one of those ones you forget he even fucking directed, man.
Right, but I did notice how like cheesy it was, but I think he was doing that on purpose. Like, he's like tapping into that genre, so right. I get why he did it that way. But yeah, Wall Street, endless list. But yeah, so Departed, one of his greatest movies.
Yeah, I give this motherfucker a 9.2 all day.
9.2.
9.2. Like I said, the only reason it doesn't get a 10 for me is because I mean, even though it makes sense and like that's how the movie goes, like I just wanted Billy to live, like, because he's a great character, man. Like, he's a great character, and he gets put through hell, and you feel bad. Like, I guess at least he went quick, but you know, it's still like one of those things. It's like when you watch a TV show and they kill off a character that you've been fully invested with.
Right.
That's how he is in that movie. Like, he's given such a good performance. Like, you feel like you're on that ride with him. And then when he gets killed that quick, it's like, fuck. And I remember even from the first time to now, watching it this last time, it still hurts.
It does.
You know?
Every time.
Because you're fucking pulling for him. You know? You're like, you're almost out of it, Billy. Like, you're going to fucking win.
You know
like,
what's so funny is no matter how many times you watch it, like,
it still
when he gets in that elevator, you're like, yeah, you got him. And like, fuck, I forgot.
Damn, man. He did that shit again. Like, yeah.
Thought he's going to make it this time.
Yeah. Like fucking, not Minority Report. Like fucking, Groundhog's Day. Like,
yeah.
Gonna make it this time. But.
Right. Like, the movie got rewritten. I remembered it differently. It's highly recommended. It's like highest recommended you can give a movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's
5.
one of those ones that like it got a lot of attention when it came out. Gets the accolades. It gets that, like, it deserves it.
I just love how well the script is written, like how everything ties together so seamlessly.
I love The Town, and I thought The Town was like the Boston movie, but this is the Boston movie right here, man.
Yeah,
like it wins the crown for the most Bostonish movie ever. And then The Town gets number 2, and then probably Celtic Pride's number 3. Like, after those, you know what I mean? But those are just Boston ass movies, bro. Love them. And Boondock Saints. There's a top 5 greatest Boston movies. And
after rewatching it this last time, I hate Boondock Saints now. I can't watch it.
You just hate the director, which
I hate the director too, but then like I start to realize how great the movie really is not. And
there's some shit in there that's still hard as fuck. That fucking prayer, everything, like that shit's still gangster. But yeah, like Yeah, everybody in this movie knocks it out of the fucking park.
100%. Yeah.
There's not a lot wrong with it. Like I said, like it's really just personal nitpicks at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I feel like everybody played their part to a T, and that's why it's one of my favorite, not just gangster movies, but movies in general.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why I said when they paint a world like that, and I've never been to Boston, never been to Massachusetts, never even been anywhere close. That's shit like that. It makes you, it's like I would be terrified to do it, but at the same time, I really want to go see it because it looks so cool. Like
right.
certain aspects of the city.
It's not the same, but like every time I go to Chicago and I see like those
right.
It's just like certain parts of it that I was like, man, this feels like a movie.
Right. Yeah. Because, I mean, so many big things have been done in cities like that.
And they're so old, too.
Right. New York is like that. Like, it's just one of those things, like, I don't really want to go there, but, like, I would like to see it for myself. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like how Boston's became for me. There's just a lot of cool, like, good movies that have been shot there now that it's just like, cool. I would love to go see that. Fenway Park, shit like that, like the Garden. There's just certain things.
Yeah, it's definitely bucket list.
Probably some areas I couldn't go to. You know, like I'm not gonna go to the fucking Southie projects. You know?
Yeah. Same with Chicago. I don't go to South Chicago.
You can't go to Southside Chicago. Like,
I'll die immediately.
They'll stop you.
I'm way too white for that.
Do you want to die today? But yeah, it's fantastic, man. Like it's a great movie. Can't say enough about it.
So I was in the middle of watching this and I was like, I like to compliment our picks. And I was going to give you Annihilation just because I've been wanting to watch it. But then it dawned on me, we should do one that I just bought recently. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
This is one of those ones that I always wanted to watch, but just never got around to it.
So, yep, we're gonna do this one next because obviously it's about a mole. That's the whole point of the movie. The enemy is within.
And I mean, anything with Gary Oldman, I'll watch.
I was going to say Gary Oldman, Benedict
Cumberbatch.
Thank you. I fucking had a glitch.
Say Doctor Strange, man.
Colin Firth, Tom Hardy, John Hurt, Toby Jones.
I forgot Tom Hardy's in that one, ain't he? He's not like a big part.
Nah,
right? I don't think so.
Smaller part, but I put it on to watch it the other day and I was like, I'm not in the mood for this. So it gives me a chance to like sit down and have to watch it. That's why I like doing this podcast because it forces me to watch movies.
Right. I watched the Elvis movie, bro. And I know you don't give a shit about Elvis, but it was really good, dude.
I heard it was really good. I mean, what's his name?
They actually like gave props to the black jazz and the fact that he took music that was not getting play because of the fact that they weren't white.
I heard that they do touch on that in the movie. He still fucked kids.
What?
Yes, Elvis fucked 14-year-olds.
Oh, well, I mean, they don't really hint at like what age all the girls are.
Yeah,
you know? But
he's still a piece of shit. Like, he doesn't get a pass.
I'm just saying it was a good movie. Like, it was well made. Like, Tom Hanks did a great job. He played a great...
I heard he did a shit job.
I mean, I think that's the fat suit that people couldn't...
I thought it was the accent that was awful.
Because, I mean, he was supposed to be a fucking Swedish guy that had been living in Texas for 30 years. Mm-hmm. So it was supposed to be like a fucked up accent.
I see.
From what I hear, I mean, I'm not old enough to like know Elvis like that, but I watched it with people that grew up in the heyday of Elvis. They love Elvis. And they told me that he did a great job, like, because everybody hates the Colonel, because the Colonel fucked him out of all this money and shit.
Yeah.
But that's
I know most of the music he's ripping off is because of the manager. Mm-hmm. But
the Colonel's the one that told him, right, sing this. This is what's hot.
Exactly. He's the reason all that happened. But still, fuck Elvis. I hate Elvis.
He did. I mean, he did make money. You know what I mean?
People say he's like a great entertainer. Like, that's the whole point. Like, but I just still don't care. I hate his music. Well, that's
what I'm saying. He's not for everybody, but yeah. I just thought
it was a good movie.
It was a well-made movie.
And it's the thing, like, I hate him so much that I wouldn't be able to enjoy the movie.
Right.
So, because it does look like a great movie. I mean, the kid that plays him looks fucking amazing.
He did a great job, dude.
And it looks gorgeous because the guy, he always does those kind of movies like Moulin Rouge and some others.
It looks great too. Like, it's shot well. It looks like you're in he's
70s. In his bag with that movie, so I'll never get to enjoy it unless you pick it for us and make me do it, which
I probably wouldn't.
Which, by the way, I dropped my candle off that shelf and it broke. So I had to pull your podcasting chair away so I could clean back there. Guess what I found tucked between that chair and that door, or that table? Ice Pirates.
Really?
I feel like you're trying to hide Ice Pirates so we don't have to watch it.
Dude, how would I have hid Ice Pirates?
It's still sitting right there.
I wouldn't have hid Ice Pirates from you. Like, I didn't even know where it was being stored. Like, that's coincidence, pure coincidence. You probably threw it back there.
You sound sus as fuck right now.
I mean, I'm being honest. I wasn't prepared to defend myself when I came in here. I thought we were just having a good time, good conversation like normal. And then I'm being interrogated. You could pull it for Prince. I didn't put it there.
I just thought that shit was funny. I'm like, why is Ice Pirates like tucked in here? I was like, I bet Nick just shoved this shit in here so we didn't have to ever watch it.
No, I really didn't, man. But it sounds like something I would do.
Yeah.
It does.
No, I know. I just thought that shit was fucking hilarious.
Is that what you're choosing?
Yeah, you can give me back Tinker Tailor.
Now we're doing Ice Pirates. Is that on Blu-ray?
So, do you have Warrior? I know I asked you last time, but I don't even know if you checked or looked or no.
I don't think I do.
Well, you can put this in the stack or keep it because I just got the 4K Steelbook.
Well, it's not 4K, but it is nice. I will take this. It's got a slipcover.
Yeah.
I like the ones with slipcovers. I'm going to hold on to this.
Do you have the Underworld movies?
I think I have most of them.
Oh. So, my mom bought me the 4K, like, deluxe, all the fucking Underworlds. And I'm trying to, like, get rid of movies that I don't need. So, I have all the
first 3?
No, I have 4. These are all 4. This one's a double feature, Rise of the Lycans, and then Awakening. I just don't have the 5th one on DVD.
I think I have these. I'll add them to the ones.
Yeah, because I just need to make room.
Shout out, dude, our fucking, our TikTok account hit 100 subscribers or followers.
Oh, did it? So finally.
I am going to be picking out a movie that we are going to sign and send out to y'all. I just got to.
How do they enter to win?
I'm just going to do it.
You're just going to pick somebody?
I'm just going to pick somebody. Well, I'm not going to pick somebody. The thing's going to pick somebody.
Oh, I see.
You put all of your followers in, and then you just spins the wheel for you. And then whoever it hits, that's who it'll get.
It sounds like we need to make a TikTok of that. Or you do.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I will.
Yeah.
You never know. There might be a little extra goodie in there. Might get you a War with Cinema shirt or something to put in there with it. You know, we'll definitely sign your movie that we had no part of making.
Yeah.
But that's part of the fun. You know?
Oh, shit.
Because, like, who doesn't want a fucking Underworld double feature signed by 2 guys that had nothing to do with the Underworld?
Right.
I would put that up right now. Like, I'll probably have one of us sign just so I can say it's our first ever autograph. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I got that shit. I'm the collector. I got the first one. I have the first War with Cinema shirts. I'll have the first autograph, bro.
Do you know what movie is going to be sent out? Did you have it picked out?
That's what I was trying to think about. Depending on who wins, I'll try to send them something that I think they'll enjoy.
I see. And
then I'll bring it over when we're doing it, and we'll sign.
Yeah.
Send it out.
All right. Sounds like fun.
But yeah. So look forward to that. And you know what? I may do it for the YouTube too. We're at 196. So if we hit 200 subscribers on YouTube, I'll fucking send another one out.
Yeah.
Just to so y'all can feel part of this, because we do appreciate everybody that listens.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
The growth we've had in the last year, bro, has been fucking phenomenal.
Not even that, just the last 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to everybody that fucks with us and that listens, man. We really do. We don't ever want to be those people that don't thank, the people that support us. So
yeah, we greatly appreciate it. We have fun doing it, and I'm glad everyone else is having fun.
For sure.
Watching us. Listening to us, rather.
And, the higher we go, the better. You know what I mean? Like, I like to look back at this one day and be like, man, look at where we came from even this point.
I know, right?
So hopefully y'all enjoy it, and there's still plenty more to come. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no sight in stopping anytime soon.
I think I'm good on this episode.
You good?
You Brad?
All right. Well, so Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy next time.
Next week, yo.
Until then.
Later, y'all.
Later.